Born in the bustling city of Ibadan, Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi grew up in a family that emphasized discipline, education, and a strong sense of Yoruba cultural identity. The young boy, who was fascinated by stories of Yoruba kings and their powerful reigns, never imagined that one day he would walk in their footsteps. His parents were civil servants, and though they were not royalty, they instilled in him the values of leadership and the importance of community service. Despite his humble beginnings, Ogunwusi excelled in school. His curiosity about the world, combined with a deep interest in business and governance, set him apart from his peers. His youth was marked by a constant pursuit of knowledge, a trait that would define him throughout his life. He attended several schools across Nigeria, eventually earning a degree in accounting. His academic success laid the foundation for a career that would later take him across the globe. However, his destiny, as he would soon realize, was not tied to the world of business and finance alone. As a young man, Ogunwusi began to feel a strong connection to the ancient traditions of his ancestors. He felt a calling, a deep spiritual connection to the Yoruba royal heritage that would eventually lead him to the throne of Ife. In the mid-2000s, the Ooni of Ife, one of the most respected traditional leaders in Nigeria, passed away. His death created a leadership vacuum in the kingdom of Ife, a city that has long been the cradle of the Yoruba civilization. The search for a new king was not easy, as the position of Ooni required not only royal blood, but also wisdom, leadership, and spiritual understanding. The kingmakers of Ife embarked on a rigorous search for next Ooni, a process that involved consultations with spiritual leaders and elders from all corners of the Yoruba land. One name that stood out during this process was Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi. Though not a direct heir to the throne, his lineage and deep understanding of Yoruba culture made him a prime candidate. After a series of traditional rites and consultations, Ogunwusi was chosen as the 51st Ooni of Ife. The announcement sent shockwaves through the kingdom and beyond. The people of Ife had long awaited a ruler who would not only respect their ancient traditions but also take them into the future. Ogunwusi's selection as the new Ooni was seen as a divine calling, a return to the essence of Yoruba heritage, and a fresh start for the people of Ife. Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi's coronation as the Ooni of Ife was an event unlike any other. Thousands of people gathered in the sacred city to witness the coronation of the new king, who had been selected not just for his lineage, but for his vision. As he ascended the throne, Oba Ogunwusi took on not only the responsibilities of the leadership, but also the mantle of spiritual leadership, a position that carried great weight in the Yoruba community. The coronation ceremony was rich with cultural symbolism, showcasing the deep spiritual connection between the Ooni and the people. Wearing the traditional regalia, Oba Ogunwusi was sworn in as a custodian of Yoruba culture, a spiritual leader who would guide the people with wisdom and humility. He knew that the expectations placed upon him were enormous, but he was ready to shoulder the responsibility. His first public speech as the Ooni was a call for unity. He urged the people of Ife to embrace change while staying true to their roots. The Ooni emphasized that leadership was about serving the people, not about exercising power. This marked the beginning of his reign, one that would not just be defined by tradition but by progress, innovation, and love for the people. Despite being a traditional ruler, Oba Ogunwusi had a modern vision for Ife and the Yoruba people. He immediately recognized that the challenges facing his people were not just spiritual or cultural, but also economic. The kingdom of Ife, once a powerful center of commerce and culture, had fallen into decline in some areas. The Ooni knew that his leadership would need to focus on revitalizing the economy, boosting education, and promoting entrepreneurship. One of his first initiatives was to partner with local and international organizations to create opportunities for young people. He worked to establish vocational schools, scholarships, and training programs that would equip the youth of Ife with the skills they needed to thrive in a modern economy. His efforts in promoting education and entrepreneurship became a cornerstone of his reign. But Oba Ogunwusi's vision went beyond economic development. He also sought to re-establish the spiritual connection between his people and their heritage. The Ooni believed that true progress could only come if the people of Ife remained grounded in their traditions and beliefs. He began to sponsor and revitalize cultural and spiritual festivals, including the famous Odua festivals, which had become a source of pride and unity for the Yoruba people. As a king with a vision for progress, Oba Ogunwusi faced many challenges. His approach to leadership, blending tradition with modernity, was not universally accepted. Many traditionalists feared that his progressive ideas would erode the sacred customs of their ancestors. The Ooni faced resistance from certain factions of his own royal family, as well as from other traditional leaders. The political tensions escalated, and some even questioned the legitimacy of his reign. However, Oba Ogunwusi remained steadfast. He was a man of peace and diplomacy, and he worked tirelessly to bridge the gaps between the old guard and the new generation. He engaged in open dialogue with the elders, listened to their concerns, and proposed compromises that respected tradition while allowing for modernization. Through patience and wisdom, the Ooni was able to unite the people of Ife. He proved that leadership was not about clinging to power, but about bringing people together. His ability to navigate these challenges further solidified his position as a respected leader. Oba Ogunwusi understood that leadership was not confined to the borders of his kingdom. He sought to elevate Ife and the Yoruba people on the global stage. The Ooni's diplomatic efforts were focused on building bridges with both African and international leaders, promoting cultural exchange and advancing Africa's global presence. One of his most significant achievements was forging strong relationships with African leaders in the global diaspora. He sought to strengthen ties with the Yoruba diaspora, encouraging them to invest in their ancestral homeland. The Ooni's efforts to unite Africans, regardless of where they lived, contributed to the growing sense of Pan-African unity. Through his diplomacy, the Ooni helped attract foreign investment and promote African culture globally. His tireless efforts to connect Ife to the world also facilitated cultural exchanges, academic partnerships, and opportunities for trade and business. As Oba Ogunwusi's reign continued, his legacy began to take shape. His efforts to modernize Ife without abandoning its roots became the blueprint for future generations of leaders. His role as a cultural ambassador and his vision for Pan-African unity transformed him into a global figure, admired not only in Nigeria but across the African continent and the world. Oba Ogunwusi's work in education, culture, and diplomacy left an indelible mark on the Kingdom of Ife. He inspired countless young people to pursue leadership with humility, vision, and a deep sense of responsibility. His example showed that a king was not defined by his title, but by his actions, his ability to serve his people, and his commitment to progress. As time passed, Oba Ogunwusi's reign continued to influence the world around him. His contributions to the revitalization of Ife, his diplomatic initiatives, and his unwavering commitment to preserving Yoruba culture secured his place in history as one of the greatest rulers the kingdom had ever seen. Today, the legacy of Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi lives on. His name is synonymous with leadership, cultural pride, and the pursuit of a brighter future for the Yoruba people. His reign serves as a reminder that true leadership is not about the title one holds, but about the impact one has on the people and the world. The journey of Oba Ogunwusi is a journey of destiny, a testament to the power of vision, unity, and the eternal spirit of the Yoruba people. As long as the people of Ife continue to honor their traditions and strive for progress, the legacy of their king will endure for generations to come. Behind every great leader is a strong foundation of family and community. For Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi, this foundation was crucial to his success as the Ooni of Ife. His upbringing played a pivotal role in shaping his leadership qualities. Raised in a family where discipline, values, and a sense of responsibility were paramount, Oba Ogunwusi was taught the importance of unity and respect for others. His relationship with his family remained central to his reign. Despite the demands of the throne, he made time for his loved ones, ensuring they were involved in his vision for a better future. This support system allowed him to navigate the challenges of the leadership with resilience and wisdom. Moreover, Oba Ogunwusi understood the importance of community in achieving lasting change. He continuously worked to strengthen ties between the royal family, local communities, and his subjects. His approach to leadership was rooted in the belief that the success of the kingdom could only be realized when everyone was involved. He invested in community outreach programs and regularly interacted with ordinary citizens, showing that he was not above them, but among them. The Ooni's efforts to build unity between the royal family, local leaders, and citizens of Ife became a hallmark of his reign. He understood that his position required collaboration, not just authority. By fostering a sense of togetherness and mutual respect, Oba Ogunwusi ensured that Ife's growth and prosperity were a collective achievement. As Oba Ogunwusi's reign entered its later years, the transformation of Ife became undeniable. The once dormant city was now thriving, both economically and culturally. His initiatives in education, business, and the preservation of Yoruba traditions began to bear fruit. Ife was no longer just a place of historical significance. It had become a dynamic center of learning, culture, and innovation. Oba Ogunwusi's vision had reshaped the landscape of Ife. The city became known for its robust educational institutions, its thriving local businesses, and its growing influence on the global stage. The Ooni's diplomatic efforts ensured that Ife was not just a cultural hub, but also an economic powerhouse, attracting investment from all corners of the world. His commitment to culture led to the establishment of museums, cultural centers, and platforms for young artists, scholars, and musicians. These efforts ensured that the rich cultural heritage of Ife was not only preserved, but also celebrated by the world. The people of Ife became proud ambassadors of their heritage, sharing their traditions and innovations with a global audience. Even beyond Ife, the Ooni's legacy had far-reaching effects. His emphasis on unity, progress, and cultural pride inspired leaders across Africa. His commitment to Africanism and global diplomacy made him a key figure in African leadership circles. He was invited to speak at global forums, sharing his vision for a united and prosperous Africa. The story of Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi is not just about a man who became king. It's about a king who remained human, who turned pain into purpose, struggles into strength, and tradition into transformation. He reminds us that greatness is not inherited, it is earned. That crowns are not just worn on the head, but earned through the hearts, and that in every humble beginning lies a kingdom waiting to rise.